guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Mercedes. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're returning, as always, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a book review for you guys. This is the first book review long form video on my channel. I do shorts a lot in regards to my book content, but I wanted to bring you guys a long form video of the books I've read in 2023, physical copies, and let you guys know what I think. So let's get into today's book review. Okay guys, so I'm not very harsh when it comes to rating books. I'll tell you if I didn't like it, but I always recommend you read the books for yourselves because everybody's opinions and likes and wants in a book is totally different, okay? So again, read at your own risk and don't read at your own risk. So starting with Kennedy Ryan, Before I Let Go. This book, I love the characters of this book. I didn't have an issue with any of the characters. I thought that she did a great job with each character in this book. Like sometimes there's a character that I just like, ugh, why? Like, but this book, she hit the nail on the head. This book is a romance book. It's a second chance at love type of book. So the main characters are divorced and they've been divorced for a while. So they kind of just go throughout life being business partners, being great co-parents, and I feel like they deserve a shot at love. And you guys will see how that is depicted in this book. If you read it, it is a beautiful story. It doesn't give a fairy tale type of love, which I enjoy those types of books. And it also has some triggers in it. So anything dealing with like miscarriage or loss, grief, you got to check your triggers before reading this book. There was a moment where I got teary-eyed when I was reading this book because it just felt so real, like you could really relate. Even if it's something that you never went through, it was a point in this book where I just got triggered and I got teary-eyed. So 10/10, definitely recommend reading this book. I read it in like a day and a half. So I've already done a book review on Ace of Spades in my monthly reset, but I'm just doing it for this video in particular because this was one of my favorite books of 2023. This is the book that got me back into the reading spirit and made me fall in love with reading again. I love thriller mystery types of books, and this gave that. It is similar to Gossip Girl. So Gossip Girl, I loved Gossip Girl. I'm gonna just be honest. Gossip Girl was my show, and that's what this book gave, and so much more. I wanted more. I didn't want this book to end. The way it ended, I was like, no, I need more. So great read, great book. It follows two teenage high school students who are the only Black students at their school. They go to a school that is predominantly filled with wealthy people, and it's just like, you know, the popular type of chick, which she was, and then you had him who was just like to himself, didn't fool with a lot of people. But things took a turn their senior year when someone started to gossip about them via text message. But the crazy thing is, it seemed to only be happening to the immediate people around them. With that said, you have to read the book because if I say anything else, I'm going to give away the plot. So Gossip Girl 2.0 mystery thriller, trying to see who's behind what. It's a lot of that in this book. On the Come Up by Angie Thomas, this book follows a young girl in high school who is an aspiring rapper. She wants to rap. Her father, who was murdered, was like almost like a big time rapper, and she's really lyrical, she's really talented, but her mom doesn't really want her to go down that path. She wants her to focus on school, get her grades up, and go to college like her big brother, but she has other plans. The only person that's really like helping her with her plans is her aunt. But she is a teenage girl who's, you know, stuck in her ways, stubborn, wants to do things her way, feels like she needs to help out her family, pull her weight because she comes from the struggle, poverty. So she starts to take matters into her own hands, which don't always end up well. We know we've all been young and dumb before, but it was a great story. I wanted to see more when it ended. Like I was like, dang, well, I wonder, you know, what's gonna happen. But I think they made a movie or a show in regards to this book. I haven't watched it, but I think I'm going to check it out because I wanted more. Pleasure by Eric Jerome Dickey. Y'all, This book, it is rated X, okay? I'm just gonna say that. Read it at your own risk, because honey, when I say, I was like, that name makes sense. Pleasure. I should have knew, but I didn't know. It was a good book though. I mean, the author, he just wrote it so well. Like, even though it was too much at times, you didn't want to stop reading it, because it was some things like you just couldn't believe. Well, for me personally. But it was still a good book. Fantasy, kind of like erotic. Is that the word that I'm looking for? Very sexual, very kinky. It's a lot, y'all. It's a lot. If you're into that type of reading and types of books, you got to read this book, because it was crazy. I was just like, wow. You guys know Nicole Lynn, Agent Q. This book, I love this book because it was the first self-help book that was not centered around entrepreneurship. She gave it to you from every aspect, whether you were the 9-to-5 career woman, whether you were an entrepreneur, businesswoman, you want to be a CEO, you want to work your way up the ladder, whatever it was, she gave it to you. She gave action plans, how to do certain things, what to do, and it was just a really good self-help book. For example, she gives you action plans on how to find your purpose, how to land your dream job, how to find sponsors, how to get a mentor, like everything she talks about in this book. She talks about self-care and how important it is to take care of you. I cannot, 10/10, 10/10 self-help book. Loved it. Lisa Jewell, The Family Upstairs. I didn't finish it. I didn't finish it. And I still plan to finish it, but it's so slow. I'm just like, can we get to the point? Like, what's going on? And sometimes it's talking from one person to another person. It kind of feels like it's all over the place, but it could really be me all over the place because it's slow, and then I'm taking my time trying to read it, so I get lost in who's talking, in what chapter, and it goes like back to the past and then it goes to the future. I don't think I like books like that, but it doesn't seem bad. It's just slow. I'm like, can we get to the what's the reason? Like, I'm not halfway, but I'm a good ways in, and I still don't really understand. So yeah, Miss Big, this book was about a woman who was chasing the bag. She was going after athletes, going after big timers. She wanted the money, and she finally gets what she wants, and one of the ballers decides to marry her. But baby, she was in for a rude awakening, but that's the life she asked for, but she just didn't understand what it came with. So yeah, she got to live the lavish life, but it wasn't all that in the end. So it was an okay book. It was some typos in this book. I think this was an old book that was just republished with a new cover, because it says that it came out in like 2007, but it was at a Walmart, so I picked it up thinking it was a new book, but no. Yeah, and it had like typos and stuff. It wasn't to the point you couldn't understand the story, but it was just like, okay girl, what's going on? A good man is hard to find. Y'all picked up this book thinking I was about to find out how she found her good man, but it was like a whole nother plot to this book. So it follows a journalist, but she ends up losing her job and has to go work for another company, and it's a job that she despises. Like, it's more like a paparazzi, so she has to go and do reports on famous people, and that's just not her type of work, but she ends up doing it, and boy, did she get herself into something. But she was very dedicated, and she ends up helping the famous person because her life was about to get ruined. And the title connects because she ends up working alongside an individual, and they end up being together. But it's so much more, so much more. I'm just giving y'all like a little glimpse. You gotta read it to know the rest. How to Be an Anti-Racist. Good read. You know, nothing too crazy about this book. I would say that I kind of liked it, kind of agreed, kind of disagreed in certain areas. It was eye-opening for someone like myself, just because of what we're taught in this patriarchy world, and how, you know, certain people are looked at in stereotypical behaviors, and, you know, putting stereotypes on certain people just because the world created these stereotypes, and you probably have it in your subconscious mind, those same stereotypes. So it was a really good book. He talks about his own stereotypical ways, how he grew up kind of despising certain people and how his family would move away and go put him in certain schools to get away from the hood or poverty-stricken people. And it was just a really good analyst on racist ideas and people who subscribe to the racist ideas, whether you're black, white, other. Those are the physical copies of the books that I have read this year. I started reading in October, so I think I did okay. And I have some books on my Kindle that I also want to review. So just let me know if you guys want to see a video in regards to my Kindle reads for 2023. And if you even like these types of videos, let me know in the comment section so that I can either do more or not even waste my time. No, but I love reviewing books. I love reading, so it definitely doesn't feel like a waste of time. So I hope you guys enjoyed my first book review on my channel. Let me know in the comment section if you want me to read any particular book, if you want me to review any particular books, and let me know in the comment section below. Bye guys.